Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is your host, the Queen of Real, aka Celia Diana. In this podcast, we take a deep dive into the raw and unfiltered, turning off the filter of various topics, chipping away at the polished facade that's placed in this world, with the hopes of building genuine and authentic relationships and having genuine and authentic conversations. This is Reality Unfiltered. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about unmasking social media realities. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you see me looking at my notes, I take this very seriously, and I want to give you guys the best content that I can. While also just having real conversations, like we at the dinner table, we in the living room, we cousins, we just talking, chilling, having good conversation. Okay. So if you're watching this on YouTube, hey girl. If you're watching this on any of the podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcasts, all of the places. Hello. Thank you for joining us. Like I said, today we're going to be talking about unmasking social media realities. And we must admit, literally, how big of a impact social media has on our lives, right? Like when you sit back and think, how many times do you find yourself on social media a day? It's probably more than 10, probably more than 20. Like we're constantly checking our feed, see what's going on. We're checking the shade room, we're checking neighborhood talk, we're checking the breakfast club, we're checking all these places because we we revolve around social media, right? That is how we talk to other people, that's how we connect with other people. Social media plays a big impact on our lives, right? And a lot of us find ourselves using social media as a roadmap for our lives, right? Like we see all of these social media influencers tell us, oh, this is the best wig. This is the best brand of makeup. This is the best skincare. This is how your body should look. These are the surgeries you should get. These are the surgeons you should go to. This is the best person that does the best silk press. This is the best person that does the best frontal. So our life revolves around social media, and it is a roadmap to the way we should live. I I'm not saying I don't want to say it's a roadmap, but a lot of people use it as such, right? We're all guilty. We're all guilty. Um, and the problem is, it becomes a downward slope of comparison and unrealistic goals. Unrealistic goals. This person has a Bentley. I want a Bentley, but we work at McDonald's and they make it look so easy, but it's not. And I'm not here to um shit on your goals. I'm be real. I'm not here to shit on your goals or downplay where you can go. But we sit here and compare ourselves to other people, and then we beat ourselves up, and we become depressed, and we become lonely, and we become all of these things because we're constantly comparing ourselves and our lives to other people, right? Your story is not their story, right? And like I was saying, social media can have a negative impact on our lives. And I'm going to talk about it later on in the podcast, but social media can cause something called FOMO, FOMO. That's the fear of missing out, right? Missing out on experiences, events, and opportunities. But I'm going to get back to that later. I was at work the other day, and I was asking somebody, I was like, so what do you feel, how do you feel social media plays a impact on our lives? Do you think it's positive or negative? And it's like, I think it's more positive because of the things it can bring, right? And I was telling him, I was like, like social media has all of these trolls, people that normally wouldn't say the things that they say, but because they're behind a fake profile, because they're behind a computer screen and nobody can get to them, nobody can see them, they feel emboldened. I think that's the correct word, to do what they want, say what they want. And bully people online, right? And it's a lot of times that we get lost in social media, right? We find ourselves scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling for hours on TikTok, right? You ever seen an ad come up on TikTok and a girl is like, there you are scrolling again when you should be sleeping. You've been scrolling for hours. Take a break. And we all find it as a joke, but it's true. We get ourselves lost on social media. But like my coworker was saying at work, social media can have great impacts on our life, right? From making genuine connections with people we normally wouldn't connect with, networking with other people. So social media reaches around the world, right? So we're able to talk to people that we normally wouldn't talk to. We're able to build these relationships with people that we normally wouldn't see in our day-to-day walk of life and be able to collaborate from around the world, right? And we're able to build community. We're able to grow our businesses. We're able to branch out um, to the world, right? And it's a lot of things that you can learn from other people. It's a lot of things you can learn from the internet. YouTube University, for example, it's so many things you can learn on YouTube. Everything you need to know, everything you want to learn is right there on YouTube. I learned so much from YouTube. I learned how to do makeup from YouTube. It's just so much on YouTube, so much educational things you can learn on the internet, from making things, from cooking, from doing skills. It's just so many things you can learn. But you can get lost in all those things if you don't use the tool correctly, right? Like, let's just say we have a hammer, right? A hammer can be a good tool if you know how to properly use it, but it can also be dangerous, right? If used incorrectly. So let's get back into FOMO, right? The fear of missing out. Social media paints a incomplete picture of reality, right? People are scared to fail because of the fake personas and personalities that they put out into the world for people to see, right? People only share their best memories, their best moments, the best things of their self, right? And it's a lot of us that share the dark stuff too. We share our flaws. Like I post videos on YouTube all the time with things that's not perfect about myself, things that I go through. And people have come to me later on and was like, you know what? Your video helped me. What you said helped me. This moment helped me. What you went through helped me. People I've never met. I was on Bigo Live one day, and I ended up lining with Cherry the Boom, and I was looking at the comments, and they were like, "Oh my God, it's the girl from YouTube." And only one person said it, but that's one person I did not know. That's one person that I was able to reach. Time is, I say this every podcast when I used to do my own podcast, but time is so precious. It's one of the only things in life, once it's gone, we can never get it back. So the fact that one person takes the time out of their day to watch my YouTube video, to listen to me talk on a podcast, that's huge, even if it's only one person, right? But people get lost in building up these personas on the internet. Yeah, I got all of this money. I'm a celebrity hairstylist. I do this, I do that, and then they have to keep up with with these with these things that they have set up for themselves, right? When it's unrealistic. And they find themselves sleeping on their friend's couch. They find themselves not being what everybody thinks they are. This person that they're playing online, this character that they are online is not how they actually are in reality, but people are looking up to them and people are saying, I want to be like this person. I want to do the things that this person is doing. I want their life, not knowing that they like fucked up too, baby. They know how to play a good role on the internet, but they like fucked up too. And that's where the fear of missing out comes in. We see people posting videos of different events, posting videos of parties and vacation pictures and their different achievements, and we say, hey, why can't that be me? Like right now, a good example of fear of missing out is the Beyonce tour right now that's going on. And I got lost in FOMO with this Beyonce tour because I really wanted to go and I'm not going to be able to. But seeing everybody post about it, seeing everybody talk about it, seeing it be the biggest thing in media for the last few months, you get lost in not wanting to miss out. A lot of people have gone to the concert because of the fear of missing out and not being involved, right? And then a lot of people find themselves in depression, find themselves in anxiety, find themselves in these situations because of social media. And they say, that could be me. I want that to be me. I want to be at that party. I want to live that life. I want to go to that concert. I want to be front row. I want Beyonce to look at me. I want the celebrity men to look at me. I want to be paid top dollar by these rappers and these NBA players to do my big one. I want all these things. So then we get to my final self. We get to trying to build this life that's not authentic. And what people don't understand is all you have to be is authentic, and the right people will come to you. The right people that's supposed to be in your life will come to you. The right love will come to you if you be authentic. But the moment you begin to fake it, that's when fake people come in your life, right? The moment you begin to fake it, that's when you build these fake relationships, these fake connections, fake friends. And we wonder why all these fake people is around us is because we're being fake with ourselves, right? Because we're building this person that is not us. But I've always said, if you can't beat them, join them. And I told my friend this year, I was like, baby, this year I'm saving up because the next year I'm building a sex siren. I said, this year I'm saving up because next year I'm building a sex siren. Because if you can't beat them, join them. That's because I got lost in the fear of missing out. And somebody else brought up to me, people rush life. People rush life, right? And then by the time they're 30, they're burnt out. I always tell people life is so short, right? And you shouldn't wait till tomorrow to live your life because tomorrow is not promised. You shouldn't wait until tomorrow to tell somebody that you love them because tomorrow is not promised. I am 27 years old and I've had to bury friends from my childhood. I had to bury high school friends, people that didn't get to see my age, people that died young. And it's just like, yes, when we were coming up, when we were younger, people were dying of old age, but people are dying younger and younger and younger now. And it's not only because of accidents. It's because of things like depression that's causing suicidal thoughts, that's causing suicide in our young people because of the strain of wanting to fit in that social media has placed on them. The strain that social media has said, this is how you're supposed to look. This is how you're supposed to walk, and this is how you're supposed to talk. If you want to be cool, this is what you need to do. If you want to be cool, this is what you need to say. This is how you need to dress. Your breasts need to stick out this far. Your hips need to stick out this wide. And your ass needs to sit up. If you want to be cool. But what people don't understand is it's up to us to create our own space. It's up to us to create our own circles. If you are weird, create your own circle of weird people together, baby. If you're authentic, if you're artistic, create your own circle of artistic people. If you are genuine and authentic, create your own circle of genuine and authentic people. You don't have to fit into the mold that social media tells you that you need to fit into, right? We need to start to prioritize what really matters to us. Do and consume activities and experiences that align with your interests and your values. I will go to the club. Listen to y'all. You can laugh at me if you want to, but I will literally go to the club and sit in the club on my phone. I sit in the club just like this. And I get up, dance around, sip on my drink, and go back just like this. Scrolling on the same profiles I don't scrolled on 1,000 times. Looking at the same TikToks I don't looked at 1,000 times. Just because that is not my scene. Right? That is not an activity that I enjoy, but the people around me enjoy it, so I consume it, right? Because we want connections. We are human. We thrive on connecting with other people. It's important for us to build connections. It is important for us to network. It is important for us to talk to people that don't share our same beliefs so we could continue to grow, so we could continue to learn, so we could continue to elevate and evolve as people. But first, you have to prioritize what matters to you. Because at the end of the day, no one is going to seek happiness for you but you. No one is going to prioritize your happiness but you. You have to do it for yourself. You have to love up on yourself. You have to do what's best for you. As some people may say, you're describing a narcissist. No, I'm describing somebody that loves their self enough to put their self first. Despite what people may tell you, despite what social media may show you, despite what the comments may say, despite what the trolls may say, do what you feel is best for you. Fuck what everybody else got to say. Fuck what they think about you. Forget what they have to say about you. Forget how they feel about your actions. Forget what they how people may perceive you. Live your life the way that you want to live. Do what you want to do, and your happiness will follow. And your happiness will follow. That has been this week's episode of Reality Unfiltered. Thank you for joining us, and I can't wait to see you next week. Make sure you go on. Make sure you go on our YouTube. Make sure you, baby. Make sure you go on our Instagram page. Our Instagram page is called Real Unfiltered Pod. REAL Unfiltered Pod. POD. That's how you can find us on Instagram. And then comment suggestions, comment your thoughts on this week's podcast. You can also find us on our website. If you go into the YouTube channel, the website will be linked. And if you're watching this on YouTube, the website for our podcast channel is linked in the description. And you can find other podcasts on there once I start posting. You could find how to support the podcast. You can also find our Patreon. Now, Patreon, we post podcasts that's not for the public. Really, really, really raw and unfiltered podcasts go onto the Patreon. So you want to support the podcast so we can keep doing this, keep talking, keep having these conversations. Go on over and support us. You can support without going on a Patreon, or you can support by subscribing to the Patreon. However you want to do it, it's all love. It's all love. And just you being here is enough. You listening and being here and listening to me rant and talk is all enough. And I appreciate you. That's been this week's episode. Stay cute, stay beautiful, and stay real to yourself. Real to yourself. Real to yourself, because truly and honestly, that's really all you got. Love you.